Proprioception, now once again in our mentoring program this is something that we will go into, but proprioception has to do with where to feel things on our skin and knowing where our body is in space. So if I touch you on the elbow and your eyes are closed, you know exactly where I'm touching you, even though you can't see where I'm touching you. So proprioception is being stimulated here. The VOR reflex, the visual ocular reflex, is something that stops us getting dizzy also. It works with the vestibular system. When you tilt your head down, your eyes don't tend to go down, they tend to go up. When you tilt your head up, your eyes tend to go down, and it keeps us on that level so that we don't get very, very dizzy. So as we're rocking like this, the VOR reflex is being stimulated and the eye muscles are becoming very, very strengthened and much more strong. Muscle strength also is being, it's censored information here in that as we rock the child, they're hanging on to mum's hands and the muscles are changing with every movement to make sure that that child doesn't fall. Social skills, because we're doing it as a partner activity, that child gets to see other children and gets to interact with that child. So such a simple activity, but it's certainly stimulating a lot of senses and taking in a lot of information through our different senses.
Lolly, lolly, hey lolly, lolly, oh, hey lolly, 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 hey lolly, lolly, oh.
In the last example, you will notice that the babies were facing each other, therefore interacting socially. When babies are young, you will find that they will start to fixate on your face. It becomes a toy for them, because when you first bring them home, that's one of the first things that they see. And they start to study your face and how it moves. So making facial expressions and talking to them in an enthusiastic way is really important. As they grow older, they start to study other people, and by having babies together, you will find that they will start to learn from each other. So dancing with your baby is really important. Dance in front of a mirror if you don't have another child to dance with, and that way they can see themselves in the mirror and start to study themselves. That's why babies love mirrors so much, so they can study their own faces, and that's how they learn. It's a very important visual concept that babies use. So what can you do to help your baby to learn? You'll notice in the next example a group of mothers in a class where we were teaching our baby the concept of up. Now you'll notice that every time we sing up, we hold our babies up. So they need the physical experience to understand what that language means. And this is the same with any language. With words that have meaning, they need to experience it with their bodies in order to understand what the meaning of the word is. It's no good just saying it to them. They need to feel it with their bodies. You can't just show them in the book. They really need to understand it. So you'll notice every time we say the word up, in hop up, my baby, every time we say up, the children go up. And so over the course of several weeks, it doesn't take long for the children to learn that concept.
Uncle Joe, does your horse like to trot? Uncle Joe, good trotting, Alex. Where my new weather and the window. Ready? Hop up, my baby, 3 in a row. Hop up, my baby, 4 in a row. Hop up, my baby, 3 in a row. Don't mind the weather when the wind blows.
Knowing how your child learns is really, really important. But to do that, you have to know your child. You have to observe your child and see what type of learner they are. Are they a visual learner? Are they a kinesthetic or tactile learner where they have to touch everything? Are they auditory, where they have to hear things in order to get them? We're going to have a look at the last segment now, and you'll notice in this segment the children have been exposed to an instrument they've never seen before. It's an orchestral set of chime bars. Now you'll notice the little girl at the front. She's a very visual learner, and you will notice her apprehension to go and touch it. Some of the other children are in there straight away, needing to touch it, and some mothers are pulling them back. But this one mother in particular at the front wants her child to go and participate like the others, and ends up having to drag her to touch it. Now this child wants to touch it, and you will see her hand opening and closing, and she wants to go over there. But being a visual learner, she feels the need to see everything in action first, watch the other children, and then once she knows she can accomplish the task, then she goes and does it. So you will see how she kind of goes forward and then steps back in apprehension and waits until she's able to do it herself. Now that doesn't happen in this class, it actually happened in the next class. But just beware, if you have a visual learner, sometimes they will sit back and not participate in something, but they are learning very, very quickly through watching everything that's going on. Tactile learners will be the first ones to be in there and doing everything. Auditory learners will be particularly attentive to things that come in through the ears. They will be particularly attentive to certain types of sounds. They may even be very sensitive to certain types of sounds, putting their hands over their ears. So try and work out what type of learner your child is. And in our mentoring program, we certainly look at the different styles and have checklists to see how you can pick which one your child is, and then how to use that to make sure that they're getting the most from the activities that they are encouraged to participate in and exposed to. Okay, so enjoy the next sample, and it's been wonderful having you on this guided tour, and I look forward to talking to you again.
Wow. Really special. Have a look, Georgia. You take it.